Hey guys, GoJD851 here, back with our Godzilla Retrospective. And we're going to be covering the next film in the Millennium series, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. So, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. This film is a bit of a doozy. Once again, we got another reboot, bringing up only the 54 film, not bringing up any of the Heisei films, okay, not bringing up any of the other Millennium films, Orga, Megaguirus, anything that happened in GMK, all that did happen. Once again, we are going back to Godzilla attacks in 1954, Godzilla returns in this film. Okay. Or a new Godzilla, actually, but we'll get into that. As our film begins at night, as a couple of military ships come in, and we see a couple of platoons heading out, and we get to meet our main character of the film. Akane. She is very important to the film, but we'll get into her later, as a storm hits. Massive storm. It's a typhoon, heavy rain slamming into the ground. Huge waves are smashing up against Japan. I don't understand why they need a news team out in the middle of this storm next to the ocean as all these waves are bouncing around, but they do, and I guess it brings them ratings. As one of the waves hits the side where the news team is, Godzilla rises. And he looks awesome, roaring loud into the sky as the rain continues to fall. The military is sent out to intercept Godzilla. But he continues to stomp through, not really a city, but like a small town, destroying a couple of houses. As we see our main character, Akane, and other people from her military group actually bring out maser tanks, something we haven't seen in quite some time. And they go to fight Godzilla. They're firing with their tanks and the maser weaponry. However, tanks never really do anything against Godzilla. And the maser tanks, you think these would be the best bet against Godzilla. However, the rain is making the maser tanks a lot more effective. So Akane shoots Godzilla in the eye, or tries to. She misses, but, that's a nice try, but Godzilla actually charges up and breathes fire for the first time in this film. Back to his classic blue fire. I know in GMK he had blue fire in that, but in the Millennium series they went out of their way to make his atomic breath orange. Okay, but they got him back to blue. Good. I like blue. Blue looks great with Godzilla when he's breathing fire, okay? The only time I like to see red or orange is when it's like uranium fire. A little this, a little that. Akane zigs when she should have zagged. Several of her team members are killed because of this. And Godzilla roars loud into the sky as lightning hits his dorsal plates. And we get our title of the film, Godzilla x Mechagodzilla. Got to a day later, and they're showing the aftermath of Godzilla destroying the area, but he already escaped out into sea. He didn't really go too far inland. So the Japanese government is, thinking of a new weapon to deal with Godzilla, a super weapon. As Akane, she's not really under a court-martial, or she's not under really a trial. They just want to know what happens. know what happened to the other military guys. Very little is said, and Akane is bumped down to a desk job. Okay, I guess they have to follow some protocol with this, so I'm not really mad at the military for this. So, she's in this desk job as the Japanese government go around and they collect the most smartest scientists in the entire country. One of them creates this technology that he is able to take a cell from a dead organism, implant it with DNA computers, and in a sense clone this creature. In this case, he creates trilobites. Now, it's just a shell over a mechanical thing, but, you know, still, you know, he's cloning it. So, he's brought in, all of these other scientists are brought in, all to talk about Godzilla. But what they're shown is something far more impressive and a little baffling at the same time. Yes, the bones of the 1954 Godzilla from the film Godzilla. They salvaged the bones from the sea where Godzilla died in that film. A lot of revisionist history in this. Earlier in the film, they showed Mothra from the 60s, and they said they used a heat weapon to destroy Mothra. It's not what happened, but that's what they said in the film. Also, they said they defeated a monster named Bigfoot Gyra from the film War of the Gargantuas. They didn't bring up Sanda, the brown gargantua, and they didn't bring up how they battled each other across Japan. So there's a little bit of revisionist history in this. Bit of a problem. In the film Godzilla 1985, Raymond Burr said they never found a corpse. Okay, but in Godzilla, you clearly see the bones evaporate and go off into the sea. Okay, and now they just have the bones in this film. I should be mad. I really should. But the scene of them seeing the bones of Godzilla through this little looking tank and they're looking at it, it's breathtaking. It's an awesome sequence. I'll let it slide, okay? 100 questions are going to go out the window right now. So the Japanese government says, you're the top scientist. We want you to build a super weapon from the bones of the remains of the original Godzilla. Immediately the question comes up. You want us to clone Godzilla? And they said, not exactly. Some ideas are thrown around, and they decided to create a super weapon built on the same design of Godzilla. A few months go by as Akane is getting situated, but she's still staying strong. She's still working out, still trying to be the best soldier that she can. As a few months later, our main scientist and his daughter, they're living at the center where Mechagodzilla is being built, and finally they finish Mechagodzilla. They show him off, he's awesome looking, and he has an absolute zero weapon. What is that? It is this massive beam that shoots from his chest that freezes anything it touches to the cellular level or molecular level, whatever. It completely freezes the object. And when it's completely frozen, Mechagodzilla then bangs his tail on the ground and the object falls apart. As they're going over this, Godzilla is sighted, and he's heading towards Tokyo. As the government says, okay, let's send out Mechagodzilla. At this point, Akane has gotten back in with the Kyu Squad. Yes, they don't call Mechagodzilla very often in this film. They call him Kyu. Apparently it means Dragon Lord or something. It's Mechagodzilla. I'm calling it Mechagodzilla. It's Mechagodzilla, okay? I don't really like the name Kyu. I never liked it. Back in 2000, whatever, when I heard about this film, a friend of mine was telling me that it's called Kyu, and I didn't like it. I'm like, just call it Mechagodzilla, so whatever. Put that aside. If you like calling him Kyu, fine. Okay, no problem with that. None at all. I like calling him Mechagodzilla. It's Mechagodzilla. So Godzilla comes to land. He starts stomping around, you know, looking fantastic. When the Kyu Squad bring out Mechagodzilla, we have this awesome image of Mechagodzilla staring down Godzilla. The two look like they're about to battle, as Akane has been given the captain's seat as being Mechagodzilla's captain or pilot, and she begins to whomp on Godzilla. That's right. She is whomping him. Every weapon that she has is just causing Godzilla to retreat. So, one of her fellow officers says, you know what, time to finish it off. They start to activate Absolute Zero. Godzilla looks up to the sky and roars loud, as Mechagodzilla stops moving, stops listening to Akane, and will not react to any controls. Godzilla escapes out to sea. Okay. As one of the ships that helped carry Mechagodzilla to the area starts to get close, Mechagodzilla actually turns and attacks the ship. White Heron. Okay. Yes, Mechagodzilla has gone berserk. The cells of Godzilla from 54 are inputted somehow with DNA computers or something in with this body, and Mechagodzilla is acting like Godzilla and is attacking the city. Destroying everything. Not listening to any commands. So they have to wait for his batteries to run out. An hour later, Mechagodzilla pretty much levels the city. Okay? So, they rechange the DNA computers inside of Mechagodzilla to, you know, make him a lot less like Godzilla, which, you know, they should have just did that in the first place. But, you know, they fix Mechagodzilla. Few minutes go by, and Godzilla returns maybe about a week later. You know, Godzilla returns. And they send out Mechagodzilla again. This time having this really cool scene where they drop off Mechagodzilla, his body falling with the full moon behind it. Awesome scene as Mechagodzilla activates his verniers and takes off towards Godzilla. The two of them take a huge battle in the city. And this is a great fight. To watch these two go at it, and Mechagodzilla lifting Godzilla, swinging him around, tossing him in midair. Godzilla destroying the backpack off of Mechagodzilla. Awesome stuff. As Mechagodzilla seems to have the fight in hand, Godzilla able to get off some more atomic breath, knocking down Mechagodzilla and knocking out his controls. So they can no longer remotely pilot Mechagodzilla. So Akane, she leaves her White Heron and goes on foot and enters Mechagodzilla, walking through the radiation zone, because Godzilla's breath isn't just a heat beam, it's pure radiation. Okay? So Akane is controlling Mechagodzilla, and she continues to keep whomping on him. However, her power keeps on going down, and they go to use Absolute Zero, but the power keeps going down even further. And plus, Godzilla looks like he's about to breathe fire. White Heron into Godzilla's mouth, so the Mechagodzilla can fire. Akane doesn't want to kill one of her fellow pilots, so she flies at Godzilla, wrestles the remains out of Godzilla's mouth. She detonates the Absolute Zero. However, they both fall into the sea. Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. Huge blast of ice comes out of the water. Spectacular sight. The ice breaks, and we see some dorsal plates as Godzilla rises from the ice. As you can see, his chest has been, looks like someone mangled him. He is hurt. Can't even roar properly at the end of the film as he begins to walk away. Mechagodzilla rising from the ocean, badly damaged, unable to continue. Our film ending soon after. Godzilla is still alive, however badly hurt. After the credits, Akane is looking on at Mechagodzilla and, trying to work out her own personal demons inside of her mind. And that was Godzilla x Mechagodzilla. It's an okay film. I like this Mechagodzilla, I really do. I think he looks great, and all of it just awesome. However, what I would have liked, and this is, I don't know if I'm alone in this, leave a comment at the bottom if you want to, talk about this. I thought it'd been great if they cloned Godzilla. The 54 Godzilla. They created a new suit, and they had the 54 Godzilla fight this Godzilla. I thought that would have been breathtaking to see two Godzillas battle each other. They could have had a couple of mechanical parts on the 54 Godzilla to fight this Godzilla and have that go berserk. To just recycle Mechagodzilla immediately, that felt, I feel they brought Mechagodzilla back a little too soon. But, the film is still good. Akane, Yumiko Shaku, I hope I'm saying that correctly, she stole the show. She stole the movie. There's a huge, there are huge tones of redemption and perseverance through, problems in life, accepting death and moving forward after accepting that death. And she does a great job. Also, the little girl who's the main scientist's daughter, she's interesting because she's going over her own little problems as well. As her mother died, and she carries around this little plant that, reminds her of her mother. What do I give this film? Well, much as fun as it was, it did drag a lot in towards the middle. And, Godzilla was in it, but not as much as I would have liked it. But, I have to give this film an A. Because of the story being original, I just wish, Mechagodzilla was, really the 54 Godzilla. But, what they turned in, they did a good job with this film. I really enjoyed it. The music was really good, the acting was really good, and the monster sequences just blow you away when you first see them. They're awesome. And that's that. Well, some great news. This movie got a sequel. That's right, this is the last reboot in the Millennium series, besides the final film, of course, but yes, this film got a sequel. We'll cover that next time. But, this is GoJay851 saying, y'all have a good night. Please like, comment, subscribe at the bottom. See y'all later.